All right, begin here in Nigeria. Dangote Sugar Refinery PLC reported some solid numbers for full year 2022. Let's take a look at some of those figures now. Revenues, 46% jump year on year, 403 billion naira. Cost of sales also rising as well, 37.8% climb, 311 billion. Gross profit, 91.9 billion. That was an 83% climb. Profit after tax, look at that, 148% climb to 54.7 billion naira. The stock price yesterday closing at 19 naira 20 kobo. So far this year, Dangote Sugar stock is up almost 20%, 19.9. And joining us, we're glad to have Mr. Ravindra Singhvi, who is the Group Managing Director and CEO of Dangote Sugar Refinery PLC. Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. So let's get into it. We love doing this. We love digging through the financials and looking at how impressive performance of 2022. Let's start with your revenues, 46% jump. What were the triggers?
Yeah, the revenue has grown by 46%. The growth is there in the volumes as well as the top line has grown by sugar price increase. So both are combined together. There is an increase in the 46% of the revenue.
Now, if we look at the breakdown, the 50 kilogram bag, which I think is responsible for about 97% of your sales. If you look at the segments, do we attribute this to price increases? Is it the 50 kilogram bag, as far as what we saw in full year 2022, is that pretty much why it contributed so much to revenues for you this year or last year?
Yeah. Exactly, that 50 kg is our mainstay. I mean, almost about 97 to 98% is the production of 50 kg bags.
Yeah.
What we deliver to our trade customers, distributors all across Nigeria, and to our corporate customers, we deliver in 50 kg bags. So 50 kg is the main product for us, and we have grown across all Nigeria in our segments, right? In the various market segments. Be it North, be it East, be it Lagos, and every segment we have grown. So that's why you've seen this such a growth. Actually, the factors behind this growth is that we have improved our our brand, our loyalty, our customers is great, and we have also increased our expansion of the customer base. Go deeper into the various parts of the country, supported by our various warehouses across Nigeria. We have a very strong supply chain, transport capabilities. We have invested very heavily in supply chain and in the transport. So with that, we have been able to market and grow our market size by increasing our volumes. And then coupled with the price increase because of the various factors, you see this growth of 46% in top line.
Now, if you look at as far as 2023, do you forecast more price increases for this year, for the 50 kg bag?
Our focus is not the price increase.
Okay.
Our focus is how to provide sugar to Nigerians at affordable prices, right? So we are also compelled to increase some price to pass on to the customers when there is a increase in the raw sugar price. When we import, there is a currency challenge when the naira is depreciating, as you know, throughout the year. And I don't know about the future, but as of now, it looks that it is continuously depreciating. And then the inflationary pressures are high. So naira is depreciating across all the currencies, whether it is dollar or pound or any other currency. So that is compelling us to pass on the cost to the customers. So our aim will still be continuing to give as much affordable price of the sugar as possible, and also keep all the stakeholders, all the remaining stakeholders satisfied with our performance. So that is one of the reasons that we are doing that, and we hope that 2023 should be another good year for us. Of course, we are facing the strong headwinds, but we'll navigate those strong headwinds and will delight our stakeholders continually in the years to come.
Well, your shareholders are happy. But yeah, thanks for talking about the challenges, headwinds, inflation, currency depreciation, and so on. But revenues, you mentioned geography. So the northern region seemed to perform the best, even ahead of Lagos. And Lagos is so big, Lagos is its own region. So there it is, 178 billion from the north as far as geography is concerned, 58% growth there. Lagos contributing 36% growth, 173 billion, not too far behind. Where are your sales coming from in the northern part of the country?
From northern part, you see the market starts from Maiduguri, from the top to Kano and Kaduna and Zaria and all these areas. In north, actually, the per capita sugar consumption is slightly higher.
Okay.
And so that is also increasing the volumes. That is number one. And number two, we have retained our loyal customers, our big customers. In North, we have very big size, big ticket customers. So they are all very loyal to the Dangote brand and to the Dangote as such. So we retained them, and we also expanded our market base all across the North. So that has given us, and it's a very large market. Yeah. It's a very large segment of the market. And we actually took the opportunity wherever we found the gap and bridged the gap, because as I said that we have a very high capability of supplying sugar at a 24 hours basis. In the sense, because we have our warehouses, we have our transport, we have our team. A large sales team is there across all Nigeria, which is available at one call to any customers. So that is one of the reasons that we have enhanced our impregnation into the North market by increasing our volumes.
And for supply chains, most of the distribution is by road, yes?
Yes.
It's mostly by road, okay. Because there's a whole talk in Nigeria about rail infrastructure and how rail is faster. But I want to get to your costs. Cost of sales up 37%. And perhaps you've already answered this question because you talked about currency depreciation and inflation. But what are the triggers behind that jump in your cost of sales?
Yes, there are a couple of reasons. Primarily that raw sugar prices have increased in international market, because last year, 2022, you have seen that the crude prices have gone up, and sugar is also ethanol-led. When we import sugar from Brazil, ethanol and sugar, they have their own share of the cane. So the prices have been very, very strong during the 2022, which increased our import of sugar from Brazil, import price of the sugar. And secondly, the depreciation of Naira has played its own role. Yeah. And then 2022 also saw very strong supply chain pressures because of the Russia the war and all that. So that has also increased the freight cost. Okay. So with all these reasons, our import, which we basically 95% of our raw material is import from outside. So that has added to our cost, which has also side by side increased our cost vis-a-vis revenue. So that cost is unfortunately, yes, very high. Yeah. Energy cost has risen, raw material cost has risen, and currency has played its own role. So coupled with all these factors, the cost has increased. Besides this, because our volumes have also increased, so naturally the cost of sales will also increase. Right. So it is not that just keeping the same volume we have increased the cost. Right. It is our volumes have significantly increased, so the cost of sales will also increase accordingly.
Because there's a cost for every item that you're producing to sell. But your operating profit, I did see, I think we have that 111% climb, 82.4 billion naira, I think is what we have for your operating profit. Is this as a result of you being able to lower maybe operating expenses? What's behind this jump in operating profit?
Yes, our OPEX as a percentage of sales, we have been able to successfully compress it. In a percentage terms, our OPEX is not increased last year.
Oh, that's good.
And so that is one of the reasons that the top line increase, but middle line we have managed to keep under control. So that has given a good bottom line increase. Okay. So middle line control was quite good. I would say that has led to increase in the profits.
I'm always fascinated to ask companies where they're putting their finance income. So your finance income, I think that grew, that was like, a 4.5x climb, 349% jump to 6.4 billion. Meanwhile, so let me start with that before I get to finance costs. So are you Is it bank deposits? Where you investing your money to get your climb in finance income?
We are a debt-free company.
Yeah.
So whatever cash we are generating over a year, that is with us only. And all are being parked in the banking sector, right? And we use the cash for our financing of the backward integration plans.
Okay.
So whatever cash is available, they are with the banks. And we leverage our cash in terms of depositing money at the optimum interest rates.
Yeah.
So that has played a role in improving our finance income.
Okay.
So, and year on year, our balance sheet is getting stronger. So that has helped us in improving our finance income.
Gosh, that must be so wonderful to not have to worry about debts. That's great. Okay, but what about finance expenses? Your finance costs, 47% jump, almost 10 billion naira. What's that? Credit lines, or where's that from?
We are battling on that cost actually. That is one of our major focus, that how to optimize this cost. When we import so much of 95% of our inputs, then we have to import through LCs, letter of credits.
Okay.
So letter of credits are principally for 90 days. And then if we don't get the financing, the foreign exchange from Central Bank of Nigeria, so those exposures will remain in our books. So the post-negotiation charges, which are quite heavy post-negotiation charges, so till the time we get the consequent foreign exchange from the CBN, those positions are exposed, and on that we have to pay interest and costs.
Right.
So that is one of our major area that hurting us because the foreign exchange availability is much lower than what we require. So that is keeping our books, in a cost very high.
Thank you for explaining. See, this is why we have the big CEOs on to tell us what's going on. And I can't wait to get to this sugar plant, because the backward integration thing is supposed to reduce imports. And we'll get to that in a second. Your fair value gain on biological assets, massive jump. Can you give us some clarity here? 3.3 billion naira, like a 1,400% climb. What's the secret sauce here? Which assets yielded this kind of profit?
Yes. So the fair valuation is the cost of the biological valuation of the cane bearer. The bearer plants.
Okay.
The life of the bearer plant is 6 years.
Yeah.
Right. So the bearer plants cost. There is a valuation.
Yeah.
Right. We have aligned with the International Accounting Standard 41 and IFRS 16. So there is a valuation methodology of the bearer plants.
Yeah.
So it also plays on the yield of the sugar cane.
Yeah.
And also the life of the sugar cane.
Yeah.
So life of the sugar cane is 6 years, and the yield is also fairly good in our case. So the benefit of the biological valuation has increased based on the international standards. So this is one of the area which has given some advantage this year also in 2022.
Wow.
And will continue to reap in these benefits going forward.
Great stuff. So when you look at this in totality, look at this performance, what's your, forecast for the fiscal year 20? Do you think you can replicate this? You think you do better? I mean, how are you seeing this year? I mean, it's still very early in the year, but how do you see it?
We are very early in the year, but we have to keep all the factors in mind while projecting our performance. Yes, we are hopeful that our performance will replicate and may be better going forward, because all hands are on the deck to improve our performance year on year. Yes, but we have to, again, navigate all these headwinds. It's very strong headwinds.
Yeah.
Still, the international market has not stabilized. The war is continuing. The commodity prices are hovering north and south.
Yeah.
So because we are in commodity market as far as import is concerned. So all these factors we are keeping in mind, the currency movements, the energy prices. So there are lots of challenges that how to manage all these challenges successfully in order to replicate and improve this performance.
Yeah.
So that is what we are looking at. Our aim is to once again delight our customers, our stakeholders, our shareholders, our communities, and all our employees. So how to ensure that 2023 should be another good year for us.
All right, fantastic. Now, great results. Thank you so much for diving in with us. The Nigeria Sugar Master Plan. Let's put the items up for our viewers. So, kicked off in 2013, 10 years for phase one. Second phase was just approved, I think, from Q2 of this year up until for another 10 years. And then if we look at the objectives of the matter, because you talked a few minutes ago about backward integration and imports from Brazil and so on. So self-sufficiency in sugar production, that's one. Reduce sugar importation, you talked about imports, that's 2. Create job opportunities, that's 3. Generate electricity, I heard you mention ethanol earlier. What's your assessment of the Nigeria Sugar Master Plan? Because did we gain anything over the last 10 years? I mean, you're one of the main players here that's supposed to be doing backward. So please tell us, where are we with this Sugar Master Plan?
Okay. So first thing first, Dangote is very committed for master plan.
Okay.
Right. In fact, before the start of the master plan, we had actually invested by acquisition of Savannah Sugar.
Yeah.
Even before the master plan was revealed and was come into effect in 2013. So before that, actually, we started a journey for the self-sufficiency of the sugar in Nigeria. And after the acquisition, now we have invested very heavily into the backward integration plan, almost about more than 100 billion naira.
Wow!
Yes.
100 billion?
Yeah, but we have our fair share of challenges.
Yes.
Right? The availability of the land, release of the land from the stakeholders, from the traditional holders of the land, infrastructure challenges. Last 2 years we have suffered, previously 2 years we have suffered on account of the corona, the port challenges, the security challenges, and also the foreign exchange.
Right.
So these are holding back our progress in backward sugar integration. But our hands are on deck. We are performing year on year much better on implementation of the sugar plan. In fact, some few months back, the government-led committee of the Sugar Council, they visited our both the sites where we are implementing our projects in Newman, in Adamwa, and also in Nasrawa. They were very, very happy seeing the progress of the implementation.
Okay.
I mean, it's quite a good, I would say, progress when we see from the various other perspective. And now you will see going forward that there is a good increase in the sugar supply from the backward integration projects. So we have already completed all our backward integration plan in Newman, where we have already increased the plant size from 2,500 tons of crushing per day to 4,000 tons crushing per day, and by this year December end we will be completing 9,800 tons of crushing per day.
Okay,
this is the expansion of the refinery sugar, refinery plant. Side by side, we are also increasing our cane plantation. So cane plantation is also going. We are engaging with all the stakeholders, all the communities to support us in realizing the master sugar plan objectives. So I think we are getting a good support from all the traditional rulers and all the communities, and this way, despite having all these challenges which we are well prepared to face these challenges, but we also expect the support from the government and the state government as well as the central government, that if they make us available the foreign exchange, I'm sure we will be the first one to achieve our objectives of the Nigerian Sugar Master Plan.
Great stuff. Only about a minute to go. Final question: Are you optimistic for the year ahead? That's my final question too. I was going to ask you something else, but I want to ask: are you optimistic for the year ahead? It's a new administration coming in, new change in leadership, and so on and so forth. So, how do you see 2023?
I'm quite hopeful of a good 2023 year. Yes, the new regime, new leadership is taking over, and I am hopeful that they will also support us in helping the industry, manufacturing sector, agriculture sector. If the new leadership quickly they start on extending supportive hand to industries and the agriculture sector, there is no reason that will not perform better. We definitely expect to perform better, and we look forward for various stakeholders who support us in our achieving the objectives.
Hey, well,
So I look forward for a good year.
Yeah.
Of course, we have our own challenges,
Yes.
which we have to keep in mind.
Right.
Right.
Hey, look, it's been fantastic having you. It's always like having a CEO and a CFO on the show, going into the numbers with you. Mr. Ravindra Singhvi, Group Managing Director, CEO of Dangote Sugar Refinery PLC. Very impressive numbers, and thank you so much. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.